By the way, I endorsed another person today, Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz. Great guy, good man, Harvard educated, tremendous career, and they liked him for a long time. That's like a poll. You know, when you're in television for 18 years, that's like a poll. That means people like you, but he's a great guy.
This was the endorsement in this race for Senator from Pennsylvania, U.S. Senator, and Dr. Oz got it from President Trump. I believe that Mehmet Oz will be the one most able to win the general election against a radical left Democrat looking to do unthinkable harm to our country. Dr. Oz joins us, newly endorsed by President Trump. Dr. Oz, welcome back. How much of a game changer is this for you?
It's massive. I think everyone agrees that the people of Pennsylvania have been waiting for an endorsement decision. 61% of voters in Pennsylvania have, in the Republican primary, said they were waiting to see what President Trump recommended. Those folks now have an answer, and pretty quickly it's going to become evident as polling continues. But I got to point out something. President Trump took a lot of time to make this decision. He interviewed me numerous times, did the same with Dave McCormick. He compared us. He found me, and he said this in his announcement, which he wrote himself, by the way. He said, I was smart, tough, and will never let us down. And he felt that way about me because my whole life, as you know, has been played on the stage of national television, where I've gone to war and fought for my viewers when it came to big tech or big pharma or big agrochemical companies. I went to war with the U.S. government as well. And President Trump wanted someone who could speak to these cultural issues, push back against democratic wokeism, and would be brave enough to do it over and over again. He did not find Dave McCormick able to do that. And that's the even more important reason for many voters, that they're going to say, all right, well, the president did the homework for us. We sort of thought it anyway, as based on what polls were demonstrating. So we're going to go with the president's recommendation, which is Dr. Oz.
So Dave McCormick, who was a member of the George W. Bush administration, by the way, along with his wife, I believe, who briefly worked for Donald Trump. He says that the endorsement is it's just you guys are friends. And you just said, no, this was deeper than that. He made a careful evaluation of Dave McCormick. What was it about him that you think did not seal the deal?
The president thought he was part of the Washington Wall Street revolving door. I suspect he believed that throughout his career he's made decisions that benefited him in Wall Street, but not Main Street Pennsylvanians. The president's been very clear about the fact that he respects the hard work that the average person puts in. He wants them rewarded for it. While I was doing work trying to do free clinics in Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania, he was taking over $500 million in fees from the Pennsylvania the retirement fund, the pension fund for the state school workers. And now all of us as taxpayers are stuck paying an extra $500 million into the fund. Now, these are examples, but there's several along the line of each of our career paths that got any wise evaluator to say, Oz seems to have the best interest of Pennsylvanians in his heart. That may not be the case for Dave McCormick.
And we're getting down to the wire. Let's see, the primary is May 17th. That's a little over a month away, with the general election, of course, in November. Dr. Oz, listen, this is an opinion show. You know how I feel. The audience does. He's my guy. I'm rooting for you, Dr. Oz. Good luck, and please come back soon.